I recently purchased a Hobie Getaway catamaran, and this is my first little project to get the thing up and going. The boat that I bought doesn't have a lot of hours sailing. It has a lot of hours sitting on the trailer. So a lot of the things I've noticed have been things that the UV has broken down, such as like this bushing right here. It still turns, but you know, I definitely want to fix things like that before I take the boat out on the water. I don't want something like that to fail. So I'll be looking at everything over closely, inspecting everything, making notes of the parts that we need to buy in order to get this thing rebuilt. One of the challenges that you'll find with this type of furler, which you'll find on the Getaway, Hobie Getaway, the Hobie 18, and possibly others, maybe the 20, is that there's no rebuild kit anymore, at least that I could find. Everywhere that I've seen does not sell the kit. The kit consists of the nylon bushings, which there's two. There's this type and there's a smaller one inside. The bearing races and ball bearings that are inside here, and then this spool and this cup. The spool and cup seem to be fine. I mean, I'm sure if you use this a lot, maybe something would break, but mine seem to be in good shape. I'm gonna go ahead and get started disassembling, starting with taking this off. I don't think it really needs to be taken off, but what I did notice is that there's a slight bend. Probably doesn't matter a whole lot, but I'll go ahead and straighten it. These legs are kind of splayed outward. Maybe it side loaded it when it was on the boat. So let's start with that. I already took this off the front, which is it's held on by these pins into these ears, and then your bridle comes up and attaches kind of like this. This hole faces the back of the boat, faces aft. One thing I noticed, if you can see that wear mark right here, you can see that this is threaded actually the wrong way. That previous owner had this threaded to where it's pulling out this way and coming out through the hole that way. It's not supposed to be that way. It's supposed to come around the top and go out through this hole, leading kind of the port side of the mast. There's a small jam cleat. That's where it goes. So, you know, you buy a boat that's used, don't assume that the previous owner had everything set up correctly. Snap ring. My first time making a YouTube video, so hopefully it turns out okay. There's a large snap ring, and this should just pull off. Looks like I may need to take the line off first. I'm just going to cut that off because I'm going to replace this line. There we go. Bushing slides out. Top part slides out. Inside, you can see there is another snap ring right here. If you're going to replace this spool part, which I'm not, I might take it apart just to clean. It looks pretty decent though. You would just take that snap ring out. Looks like that's the only thing holding it in. All right, set that aside. Nylon piece. I might keep something like this as a backup, but you can tell that it's broken down from the UV more than anything, because the part inside feels pretty nice. It's flexible. This part up here, I bet if I picked at it, it would just chip away. UV just attacks that plastic pretty quickly. Moving on. Let's see. Let's take the line off of here. It's supposed to be 18 feet of 3/16 line on this drum. And we'll just put it aside. I'll probably just go ahead and replace this, even though I'm losing ball bearings. Don't do that. If you turn that upside down, the ball bearings will fall out. They look clean and very dry. Let's go ahead and get them out of there so I don't lose any of them. So, bearing race. You can see there's a little bit of wear on that surface. Both sides look to be similar, so we'll count those ball bearings later. We got them all out there though. There's going to be a cage or retainer for the bearings. Another bearing race. Okay. Now, instead of threading that all the way through there, it comes in. Stopper knot tied right there. Okay, put the line aside. I thought we were supposed to have another nylon bushing on this surface right here. Oh, I see it. It's inside here. So there's a smaller nylon bushing. Sits right inside. There's a rest right there. Larger bushing is going to go. Put it back together just so we can kind of make sure. All right. So they kind of almost stack, I think. This bushing has a flange. Pull it up. So that bushing, basically it looks like it sits at the bottom. Not sure why they went with two bushings there instead of just one large bushing. Because these, can you see that? The top bushing sits there. Bottom bushing just takes up the rest of the space. So you probably could make that a one-piece bushing. I mean, it's the same size, same diameters, rides on the same surface. Okay, lower bushing, upper bushing. Okay. So on the inside of this, we had a race. We had the bearing carrier with all the bearings, which we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18 small ball bearings. 18. Okay. We didn't lose any. That's good. Okay. Found the bearing. I got a little bit of denatured alcohol here. Like I said, I didn't have any lubrication at all on these. They're very dry, a little bit dusty, so I'm just kind of cleaning the dust off of them. Go ahead and clean these up too. Clean up the races. Almost no wear. I would say you can see a ring right there, but I can't even get my fingernail to catch any kind of ridge or anything on there, so I think we're good. It's probably not even worth worrying about. I imagine, you know, if you had a ridge there, then you could replace it or try to flip it over and get a little bit more life out of it, but I'm not going to worry about it. This boat has sat on a trailer. It's a 2009, and I don't think it's got much time on it at all on the water. So these parts are just going to get cleaned, lubricated, and put back. Okay, the rest of these parts, I'm going to clean up with some hot soapy water in the sink. That was pretty tight. Stainless steel galls pretty easily, so not a bad idea to use a little Tef gel, especially if you're in a corrosive environment. I'm on a lake, so I'm not going to see too much corrosion here probably. But you see the dust and dirt there. Definitely clean that up. Take this apart too so I can clean these pieces individually. Okay. I'm gonna have to order these for sure. I think everything else looks pretty serviceable. So I will look up the parts and get them on order and meet you guys back here, and we will go ahead and reassemble this roller furler.